So there are three things I want to dissect really quickly, and I am going to get straight to the point. Now, some of y'all want us to cover this case, but when we do, you criticize every little thing. Be mindful. We are doing the best that we can with what we have. Some of the shit that comes out is speculation. Some of it is rumors, and some are theories. Like I've speculated a lot just because a lot of it didn't make sense and it don't make sense. However, today, I have to keep saying it because no matter how many times I say it, y'all seem to forget when we get deep into the videos. I am just giving you my opinion based on my own critical thinking skills. As I go through my list, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. And I'll do my best to come back later to answer your questions. All right, here are the items. Item number 1. I mentioned earlier that 2 statements have been given to the authorities. Most believe one of the statements may have come from Nazir. Guess what? I agree with you. The other one, many are not sure who it could be. Here's what I think. I think you have one from Nazir. He was on the side of the pawns. I broke all of this down in my last video. I said, in this situation, I think there are key players, and I think there were some individuals that were used as pawns. Nazir, in my opinion, was used as a pawn. So I think you have a statement from a pawn who happens to be Nazir, okay? And I believe one of the other key players have come forward. I don't believe it's Dejanay or Malik. I just don't believe neither one of them have given a statement. So that leaves Winter or Elise or Khalil. Okay? I think it's Winter. And here's why. I said I was going to tell you why. I think it's Winter. I think Winter's bold and calculating enough to be telling everybody else to be quiet while she's in the background trying to spin the narrative with the authorities to protect herself. Yep, I think it's Winter. It would be another demonstration of her ability to control, manipulate, and betray the others, as she's done so as the ringleader all along, getting them to shut up while vindicating herself in the background. And then I believe they're all going to realize she played them. Dejanay. I don't think Dejanay is going to say a word. It's just something about her. I have a feeling in my gut that she's about that street life, and she's probably made up her mind to remain silent. I don't believe Winter is above no snake shit based on what we've heard about her demeanor, how sinister she can be. So your statements may have very well come from, drum roll please, Nazir and Winter, based on my opinion. All right. Item number 2, audio evidence. Allegedly, there's audio recordings that provides evidence before they arrived in Mexico and after they left Mexico. Shout out again to Tisha Talks. So the audio evidence, I'm leaning in on that because I'm like, okay, that makes sense, which tells me the planning of hurting Shanquella likely took place right here in the good old United States of America. So the question then becomes why? And we cannot fall for a simple ass answer that they're going to try to give us neither. Okay. Now, when the authorities say there's an audio or there's audio evidence, let's consider the definition of evidence. That means something that furnishes proof. Ask yourself, proof of what? What proof are we needing and what truth are we trying to establish? Was there a plan to purposely inflict harm on Shanquella? That's the first question. So what if that's what's in the audio? Because why did they mention to Mexico and after? So what important conversation is revealed in that audio that happened in the United States? If it's true, it would establish that the attack was planned or at least mentioned in those audio tapes before either they all got to Mexico, hold on, or before Nazir got to Mexico, because he's the only one who came later. So who was talking to who? All right. So to me, this infers that at least all of them knew what was planned before they hit the ground in Mexico, or they called Nazir to tell him what they had done. I know it's a lot. Take your time and process it. Now, here's the thing. If this were not premeditated, right? Y'all, this was premeditated. I believe that with all my fiber in my heart. But for those of you who don't think it was premeditated, okay, let's just go with that to give you the benefit of the doubt. If this were not premeditated, then why in the hell would anybody be secretly recording the others? Because it was premeditated. And you know what? You know why? They're probably, or somebody recorded the others, because it's a get out of jail free card. Just in case shit goes wrong. Let me record these fools. Just in case I need this later to establish my innocence. Chew on that for a little bit. Let me move to the last item. The last item is item number 3. I would like to issue a trigger warning just to be safe and as a courtesy to all of you, because I appreciate you tuning in. I'm not showing anything, but I just want to say a trigger warning just because everybody has a different level of emotional capacity. Okay, so item number 3. The corpse was manipulated and moved. Someone dressed her dead body as a part of this sick and sinister cover-up. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised or shocked to learn that one, if not all of them, have been involved in crime before. It wouldn't shock me. To me, they just seem too cool about this, non-reactive emotionally, little to no feelings, unbothered. Yep, they disrupted this young lady's body by trying to cover up and hide evidence. So, they knew she was gone for a while. And we can now factualize that they collaborated, got together, panicked, and came up with the story. By this time, we can assume the bruising of her spinal began to set in and may have caused discoloration. But in order for them to pull off the concocted story of alcohol poisoning, somebody got to get her dressed. Got her dressed so that the doctor or whomever wouldn't see the bruising on the body. Let me go a little bit deeper. When we think of true crimes and reenactments of true crimes, and the investigator shares that after a victim has been, the R word, beaten, or unalived, there are some times or some crimes where the victim is covered up after the crime. And based on that, the detective will then conclude that the victim may have known her attacker based on the nature of the attack and the covering of the body. Pause. Are you following me? Are you following me? So there was only one person in that group who quote unquote knew Shanquella well. And we all know that was her BFF, Khalil. Based on his emotional connection with Shanquella, although he sat his ass there and watched her be brutally beaten to death, in my opinion, he's the one that clothed her. This is just my opinion. This is all alleged. And even if he had help, my assumption leads me to believe that he suggested and or recommended to the group. That's the least they can do. I don't believe anyone else in that group would have thought to give her an ounce of dignity in her passing. So that's why I strongly believe that Khalil indeed dressed and moved Shanquella's body. Now, let me say something. I'm about to close out. We should be concerned regarding the amount of time that it is taking for them to bring this situation, this case, to bring justice to this matter. I know it supposedly takes time to gather paperwork, to get orders, to extradite, and all of that. But listen, when you want to make something happen, you make it happen. Okay? If it were a celebrity, if it were a different person with money that had been harmed, trust me, they would have been on this a little bit quicker, in my opinion. I believe there may be powers that be who wants this to go away. And maybe, just maybe, if they drag their feet long enough, we'll go away too, and we'll be quiet. To me, it seems like they could be waiting us out. Okay? It's the holiday. They were able to kind of hold us off during Thanksgiving. Christmas is coming, New Year's. Because nothing about 6 people being allowed to be on the run makes sense to me, y'all. Especially when other women of other races have received national attention when harmed. Or when unalived. When it comes to making sure Shanquella Robinson doesn't go forgotten, it's important that we all stand united on this. Keep pushing, y'all. We've got to keep pushing. We cannot allow this to go away as if it never happened.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play